Hi, 30 days of self-compassion. I've had a bit of a grumpy day today and I'm needing to practice self-compassion because there was a situation that came up on Facebook where someone kind of semi-famous in my newsfeed was giving advice, was telling their followers, hey, if there's some unsolicited advice that you feel like you want to give to a person, you should go ahead and give it to them because if it will help them. And I commented and said, well, it might help if you ask them, are you open to feedback on this? And then basically what I did is I feel like it's not generally or really ever effective to give unsolicited advice. So rather than asking, are you open to another perspective? I gave my unsolicited advice of, hey, giving unsolicited advice doesn't usually work very well. So that was kind of ironic. And then I was like, oh, well, that would have been an opportunity for me to ask, are you open to another perspective? And I didn't do that. Um, I did apologize for not doing that, and the person still was trying to argue their point. So I've just unfollowed because it's not worth getting into. But so, with regards to self compassion, what's coming up for me is that, oh, I should have done it this way, and getting upset with myself for doing the very thing that I was feeling judgment about this other person doing. Um, so I'm practicing self-compassion in the understanding that none of us are perfect. This person is not perfect, and I am not perfect. And even though I do not believe that unsolicited advice is generally helpful, look how I was giving unsolicited advice. So, I mean, this is part of the human condition. We often do the things that we see in other people that we don't like. And it was just a reminder of not only how does it feel when people, because this other person started compounding more unsolicited advice onto me, and I was like, okay. So I was just reminded of how uncomfortable that feels when people give me unsolicited advice, and it was a wonderful reminder not to give other people unsolicited advice. And hopefully I've learned the lesson, but I'm sure I will slip up again because we make mistakes sometimes and we're only human. But it was a perfect opportunity for me to learn and to practice not only not giving unsolicited advice, but to practice having compassion for myself and for this other person. Even though we are still in disagreement, I can still hold something that's part of the Wellness Recovery Action Plan that I am a facilitator for, is the idea of unconditional high regard and respecting that other people can make decisions for themselves. And even though we have a disagreement, and even though I feel like I was a little bit of a hypocrite in the way that I responded to that, I can hold this person with unconditional high regard, and I can also hold myself with unconditional high regard and love myself even though I am very flawed. So I'm curious how you are practicing self-compassion, and self-compassion 30 days is almost up. I am thinking about doing more videos on either the Wellness Recovery Action Plan or dialectical behavior therapy. And I'm curious what you are more interested in. I may do both, probably not at the same time though. So I'm wondering what you're most interested in first. And yeah, thanks for being with me. I want to send you lots of love. Have a great day. Namaste.